to my art class. This is my studio. I thought about tidying it before I did this, and then I thought, no. Sometimes it's quite tidy, but not today. Anyway, today we are going to be doing vegetables. As you can see, I was quite prepared for last night's class. I got a lot of tomatoes. Pasta sauce coming up later. And we will also be starting with a quick exercise as usual, starring a very precious commodity. Ta-da! So pause this anytime you want to actually do the exercise. So warm up with just a 1 minute, maybe 2 minute sketch of a very precious commodity. So start with just the oval of the top. If you need to just measure, hold your hand out straight to check the distance between here and here like we've done before, and just come down the sides and look at this shape along the bottom too. So we'll put in a hole. So if you do a hole at the top, if you draw your lines this way, it sort of gives an effect. But if you do it downwards, it's much more believable because it's going with the... And then it's a bit lighter on this side because the light's coming from over there. So it just adds a bit more. And I will use just get some tone in there. There we go, a bit heavier with this here. Look at the shadow on the ground, and there we have it. Use it wisely. That's as quick as I want you to be. So now we're going to start the still life painting. Start with drawing with either watercolour pencils or pencils, and use very basic shapes. To start with, look at the spaces in between, a negative space. Think of it as a jigsaw. Line up horizontal and vertical lines, seeing how things align with each other, and get everything in a basic position before we start adding the paint. So now you can start by adding some colour. I'm using ink sticks and watercolour pencils just to get basic tone in the right place. You could put some wax perhaps on the tomato if you want to keep the highlights as we've done before, and just be very aware of where the light's coming from, which side is darker than the other, and how it sits on the ground to get the shadow in as well. As you can see, I'm working much quicker than normal. Speed it up really helps. I should do this in real life really. So yes, get it to a point where you're happy with the flat shapes, and then let it dry. So now we can start putting in some detail, either with the paintbrush and paint, or as I'm using here with some watercolour pencils, which you can soften later with some water. Yeah, keep, as I said before, an eye on where the light's coming from. If you half close your eyes, see where the dark bits are, and you can be quite bold with that. That's what often gives it the depth, is the contrast between the light and the dark. Well, thank you for watching. I have a lot to learn about making videos, but this is the first one. Keep practicing. Draw every day if you can, especially now we've all got time. Little and often we want progress, not perfection. Happy painting!